Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Welcome to GeoBrax. In this video, we will be introducing the Global Cities Tournament based on the 2020 Global Cities Report from Kearney. Now, you may be wondering, why are we doing this? To which I respond, why do we do anything? I hope that answers your question. Kearney analyzed 151, count them, 151. I will take a pause here so you can count them. That should probably be long enough. You counted 1 through 151. These global cities were ranked across 5 spectrums with individual methodology that's probably proprietary, and I do not know how any of that went down. I do not work for Kearney. Spectrum 1, business activity. Spectrum 2, human capital. Spectrum 3, information exchange. Spectrum 4, cultural experience. And Spectrum 5, political engagement. And of course, as one might imagine, based on the indices provided, we got a whole lot of cities from here, a whole lot of cities from here, a lot of cities from right around there, and kind of, these two are obviously in it with Perth. Kind of a lot of nothing in this great swath of the planet. So for that reason, I was trying to figure out how would I make this tournament more inclusive and less Western. Oh, hey, took some time to think about it. How do we make this less Western? Go ahead and trim the list of 151. It's a bit unwieldy. Ideally, we have a power of 2, which 2 to the 7th is 128. 2 to the 8th is 256. The list is 151, so more likely we're going to get closer to 128. So let's cull the list. I said, can you truly be a global city without even being one of the most important 12 cities in your country? Probably not. So we looked at the list, and there were 25 cities from China, 14 from the United States. It's entirely too many cities from those countries. If you want to have a truly inclusive global tournament, I called it only top 12, only top 12. There were 2 cities on that list which had populations under 250,000. Not sure how you're a global city if you can't even get 250,000 people to live in your city. So that took away Luxembourg and Manama, capital of Bahrain. And then at the very bottom of the list, we had 3 new cities. The 4th, 5th, and 6th cities from Saudi Arabia. And I said, if you're a new city and you did not beat any other cities in the rating, then should you really be considered a global city? I said no. With all of these exclusions, removals, excisions, synonyms, took it from 151 cities down to 131, but then I said 131 is still more than 128, so we're still going to have around a 256. Since we're going to have it anyway, why not add some wild cards? And so I did. I added 16 cities as wild cards, brought the total to 147 cities in the world. Now, for a breakdown, when we get to the second round, which is the round of 128, there will be 14 cities from Africa. There will be 52 or 53 from Asia, 28 from Europe, 19 from North America, 3 or 4 from Oceania, 11 from South America. And in the first round, there will be 38 cities competing for the final 19 spots in the second round, where 109 cities are already waiting for them. So how is this tournament actually going to be set up now that we understand the basis, the allocation of global cities? How are we going to determine which cities advance through this beautiful bracket. Why am I showing you this bracket when I can just insert a graphic later? I don't know. Maybe it makes me seem more wholesome, more approachable, more like I'm one of you guys. I'm not. In the first round, which includes the 16 wild cards and also 22 teams that qualified without me having to hand select them, we will get 19 winners. Now in Asia, there are 3 wild cards plus the Oceania wild card grouped into their 7 first round matchups. That's because the lowest 6-seeded teams out of the 131 were all Asian teams, and I didn't want Asia to lose spots by having to play stronger continents at the bottom of the first round. So in the first round, only in the first round, teams stay within their own continent. So we have 4 first round matchups in Africa, 2 in South America, 3 in North America, 3 in Europe, and of course we have 7 in Asia, including one that has been labeled 0-1 for Oceania, where Auckland is drawn against one of the 7 higher ranked Asian teams in the first round. So we will have half a winner, 6.5 winners, 3, 4, 2, and 3. Those 19 teams go to the second round. How did they win their first round? You still haven't answered the question. Yeah, I mean, I kind of forgot that was what the point of this was. First round is best of 5 categories. There's going to be a random draw. It's not going to be the same 5 categories used across all 19 matchups in the first round. These categories are, of course, the tallest building, category 1. Category 2, percentage use of public transportation to get to work by the population of the city. Highest percentage wins. Number 3, highest population. Number 4, largest surface area. Number 5, the highest annual rainfall. Number 6, the busiest airport. For that one, I'm not going to hold it to within the city limits. If your airport is 10 kilometers outside your city limits, it's still the airport for the major city. So busiest airport, not total number of all the airports, just the busiest one airport. Number 7, highest gross domestic product for the cities. Number 8, the largest urban park. Category 9, the highest purchasing power of the residents of the city as compared to the other city. Number 10 is the largest capacity stadium. 11, highest number of international visitors to the city. Number 12 is the highest point of elevation, not average elevation, highest singular point of elevation in a city. Hopefully, when that category comes up, we don't screw up the research here on GeoBrax. I'm over here now. Why is that? Well, it's because we're changing from categories that are strictly the higher number wins to the other 6 categories. Number 13, lowest crime rate. Highest crime rate, probably not going to make you a better city. Number 14, lowest cost of living between the 2 cities being compared. Number 15, it is the lower number on the traffic index on Numbeo. That means your city is less congested, your drive times are lower, and there's just less automobile pollution being pumped into the atmosphere. Number 16 is a bit more difficult to explain. It is the average high monthly temperature that is closest to 23 degrees Celsius. How does this work? Are we taking the average temperature for the whole year? No. No, because that data is hard to find. Instead, we are taking the 12 average high monthly temperatures, adding them together, dividing that by 12, whichever of the two numbers is closest to 23 wins the category. And the final two categories are the ones where you get to hate me for screwing your favorite city over. Yes, subjectivity. You hate to see it, but it's here. Category 17, Best City Flag. How is this going to work, you say, as someone who, for some reason, knows that cities in China, in India, and Saudi Arabia don't tend to have city flags. Yeah, well, if they don't have a flag, we'll try to use the city seal, city logo. Sometimes it got really sad and we had to use the university logo. Those cities are probably going to lose that category. Subjectivity. You're going to hate me. Number 18, the best skyline. That could include natural beauty. Could. It'll probably just be the nicest buildings. But it's my opinion. You can't stop me. I'm a megalomaniac. Oh, hey there. There's still more to come in this video. How are we going to get through the 8 rounds of this bracket? Now that I know what the 18 categories are, you still have not fully explained to me how we're going to go from round 1 to the winner of the Global Cities Tournament 2020, as presented by GeoBrax, home of the geography brackets. The first round is best of 5 categories. The 18 categories are drawn randomly, 5 at a time, for each individual matchup. It's not all 19 first round matchups facing the same 5 categories. No. We are keeping it random out here. That's why this will be an interesting tournament. If there weren't any randomness, if we applied all 18 categories across the board, well, guess what? Those cities that are seeded 1 through 16 are probably just all going to make it to the 5th round. We want the randomness. We want this to be exciting. We also don't want a city that would only win 5 of 19 categories to keep drawing those 5 categories and win the whole tournament. A city that participated in a category in the previous round cannot participate in that category in the following round. So you're not going to get the same category 2 rounds in a row. So let's say you won on cost of living, surface area, and best skyline. You're not getting those the next round. You gotta have variety in your city to win. So rounds 1 and 2 and 3 will all be best of 5 categories. At that point, the 4th round, we get to best of 6. Exactly right. Yes, that's how math works. Best of 6. From the 4th round onward, the final 32 cities need to show that they're not flukes. They have to win a 4th category every round until the final.
GeoBrax, what if they tie 3-3 in a best of 6? Then what happens?
Okay, so my producers tell me how we resolve a 3-3 tie. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Do we have the budget for that? Alright, well anyhow, I've been informed right here live during this broadcast that in case of a 3-3 tie, the tiebreaker will be a decision of a panel of 3. And that panel can use any metrics they want. They don't have to remain within the 18 categories that we typically use. Any reason, they just have to argue about it. If 2 of the 3 decide one city's better, split decision. If it's 3-0, it's unanimous, but that takes the place of the 7th category. Whoever wins the panel discussion advances to the next round. So we're hoping for some 3-3 ties. Not that this is rigged. Oh, hey guys, I'm a completely different host from the previous one. You can tell because I'm wearing a different shirt than that guy was. Just want to see the community engagement on this channel. It'd be fun to see. Gotten some traction on Reddit after one day. We're going to link down here, probably, insert. I don't know if we have editors on this channel, but please, right here, editor, put the link for the Discord. On the Discord, we have PowerPoints that explain exactly how the draw for the 147 teams was made. Quick rundown here. We had to worry about geographic separation. We also didn't want two teams from the same country to meet any earlier than they had to. For instance, Germany had 4 cities. There's going to be 1 German city in each quadrant of the draw. United States had 12, China had 12, each one had 3 teams per quadrant of the draw. Oceania had 4 teams, 1 per quadrant, and so on. So if you look at the third round matchups, it is possible for Asian teams to play Asian teams just because there were nearly 64 Asian teams, and the third round would feature 64 teams. So it was impossible to keep them separated any further than the third round, but for instance, North America, Europe can't meet until the 4th round. Africa, South America can't meet until the 5th round. So that's how we spaced the tournament like that. But the full explanation of the draw, the actual draw results, and how we pulled the numbers from random.org, now that is all justified like a thesis on the Discord. So that link, again, right here. Second thing we want to link is the actual bracket. The predictions are available to be made on challenge.com. That link is going to be here, dear editor, right here. And if that's under the screen, then you figure it out. Even the 109 cities that had buys are in the first round. Just, you'll know which one to select. The name that's correctly spelled forward, as opposed to the name that is shorter, all lowercase and backward. If you want full points, otherwise you control yourself. You can be a troll to yourself. I don't own you. Do what you want. So we appreciate it a lot. Thank you for watching GeoBrax, and we look forward to a fantastic Global Cities Tournament 2020.